Hi guys, welcome back to Spelling and Word Study. My name is Mrs. Rhoades and I'm here to get you started on Unit 29, words with the EOUS or IOUS ending. Please take a second to gather your materials. You will need your green book open to page 179. You'll also need some colorful pens, markers, or crayons. Remember, whatever I mark on my board, you should be marking on your page. Please save room for a key as well. If at any point I'm moving too fast, please pause the video to catch up. You'll notice that I've already gone ahead and used green vertical lines to break my words into syllables. I've also used orange check marks to mark up the stressed syllables. Remember, those are the parts of the word that we say louder and stronger. All right, so let's start by reading our list. I want you to notice, by the way, that all of our words this week end with OUS, which means they are all adjectives. So, as we read our list, use your eyes to look for that OUS and use your ears to focus on the sound that comes right before that OUS. Let's go. Ambitious, anxious, cautious, conscientious, contagious, courageous, gorgeous, hilarious, igneous, industrious, miscellaneous, nutritious, outrageous, prestigious, rambunctious, religious, scrumptious, spontaneous, superstitious, victorious. All right, lots of great vocabulary this week, and like I said, all of our words are adjectives. So what I want to do now, since we already talked about OUS endings way back on week 24, and we learned that OUS can turn a noun into an adjective. So for instance, we can change peril to perilous or omnivore to omnivorous. I want to do something a little bit different this time. Instead of focusing on the noun, which is not always easy to spot. I mean, we can see it here in courage becomes courageous. Industry becomes industrious. But instead of focusing on the nouns, what I want to focus on is the letter combination that comes before that OUS, because we're going to see some funky or hear some funky sounds this week. So let's start with the marker. And I want you to start with that TI in ambitious. Now, if somebody's ambitious, it means they have a lot of goals. Or maybe not a lot of goals, but they have like big goals. They are full of ambition. Now, when I change ambition to ambitious, I want you to notice that TI makes a sh sound, kind of like it would with a TION ending, right? You guys are comfortable with TION, shun, so this shouldn't be too surprising. TI makes a sh sound. We see that again in the word cautious. The noun form is caution, right? When you show caution, you are being cautious. You are being careful. You don't want to get into trouble. You don't want to make mistakes. Again, that TI makes a sh sound. I'm going to come back to this one. Let's look at nutritious. That TI, again, is going to make a sh sound. Our noun form was nutrition, right? If you focus on nutrition, healthy eating, you are going to eat a nutritious diet, because if something's nutritious, it's healthy. It's good for you. Okay. Rambunctious. There's no noun form in there. There's no such thing as rambunction. That would make sense, right? But if somebody's rambunctious, they have lots of energy. We use this word to describe crowds. Maybe if your favorite basketball team is winning, they're about to win the championship, you might see people getting rambunctious in the stands. We also use this word to describe kids, sometimes at a birthday party. If they've eaten a whole bunch of birthday cake and they're running around and being crazy, they are rambunctious. Okay, scrumptious. Again, there's no noun form. I mean, wouldn't that be nice? We have ambition, ambitious, caution, cautious, nutrition, nutritious, but there's no such thing as rambunction or scrumption. They're just not words. But if something is scrumptious, it's very, very tasty. Okay? If you go to a friend's house and they make you a nice dinner and you want to compliment them, you could say, oh my gosh, this meal is scrumptious. Thank you so much. Okay, and then last one, superstitious. There's that sh again. And this does have a noun form, which is superstition. Some people have superstitions. They believe that if they step on a crack, they're going to have bad luck, right? So they are superstitious. Superstitious people might wear their lucky socks when they have a spelling test or a math test. They might have some sort of ritual they go through before they pitch the ball in baseball. They are being superstitious. If you are superstitious, you believe in luck. Okay, so in all of the words that I just boxed in blue, we have a TI, but it's making a sh sound. Okay. All right, what I want to do now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, good, I got all of them, is I want to go back to this word because we have a TI right here in conscientious, but notice that TI is not making a sh sound. Instead, it's making a ch sound. There's something about this N before the TI that kind of pushes it into a ch instead of a sh. We usually only see that before when we have words that have N, T, I together. Okay, so in that word, we still have TI, but this time it's making a ch sound. And I should probably write the meaning there. So if you are conscientious, like a conscientious student, you work hard and pay attention to details. So you're not going to hand in a math paper that has a bunch of silly mistakes on it. You're going to take your time. You're going to be conscientious. You're going to do everything neatly. You're going to make sure your math is accurate. You are conscientious. Okay, so now I want to show you another odd word. Look at the word anxious. Do you see that? X-I. What sound is that making? I hear the ain and the us, but in the middle, anxious, it's kind of a K and then a sh sound, which I guess makes sense, right? Because X by itself in the end of words like six or box has two sounds, k, s. But in this case, instead of k, s, it takes on a k, sh sound, anxious. So just be aware of that. You're not going to see that very often, if ever, except in this word. But X-I makes a k, sh sound. Okay, and then we have a bunch of G's in here. We have a lot of nouns or roots that ended with a j sound. And so in order to preserve that j sound, we have to either add an I or keep the E. So for instance, if you look at courageous, we've learned that when a word ends with silent E, we have to drop that E before we add OUS. But that's not going to work here because if I get rid of that E, it's going to say courageous. It's going to turn it back into a hard G. So I keep my soft G there to make a J sound. In contagious, I have GI making a J sound. Okay, if something's contagious, it's full of contagion, G-I-O-N. Gorgeous, there's a J. Think back to first and second grade, right? You learned that soft G is always followed by E, I, or Y. So all of these words, we're going to keep the E, we're going to add an I, we're going to put an E there. Outrage us, right? If something's an outrage, this is an outrage, it's shocking. So if something is outrageous, it's shocking. Let me go back for a second and finish my meanings. If something's contagious, it's easy to catch. We're talking about germs here, right? So cancer is not contagious. Diabetes or asthma, not contagious. A stomach bug, very contagious. A head cold, very contagious. It's easy to catch. Courageous, I bet you already knew this. It means brave. It means you are full of courage. If something is gorgeous or a person is gorgeous, it means they are very beautiful. And let me just go back here to anxious. If you're anxious, you're full of worry. Okay, some people get anxious before they go to the dentist. Some people get anxious before they have to give a speech. Okay, you're full of worry. Okay, so we were talking about soft G. Contagious, courageous, gorgeous, outrageous, prestigious. Okay, the original word is prestige. We changed it to prestigious. For whatever reason, we changed the E at the end of prestige to an I. If something is prestigious, it's well known and admired. Okay, certain colleges like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, those are prestigious colleges, right? There are prestigious awards, right? If you get the Caldecott Medal for illustrations or the Newbery Award for writing or the Nobel Peace Prize, those are all prestigious awards. They're very well known and they are admired. Okay, religious. Again, there's that J sound, comes from the word religion. If you are religious, it means you practice a religion. Maybe you go to church on Sundays. Maybe you fast during Ramadan, right? These are things that religious people do. Okay, so everything I just boxed in green has a GE or a GI that work together to make a J sound. All right, what do we have left here? A couple more words. Hilarious. Notice that I is making a long E sound. We've been talking about that for weeks, so that should not surprise you. Hilarious. Industrious. Again, if something's hilarious, it's very funny. If a person is industrious, it means they're hardworking. They work hard. All right, hilarious, industrious, victorious. If you are victorious, that means you have achieved victory. You have won. So victorious just means successful. You have won the battle. You have won the war. You are victorious. Okay, so everything in red has an RI, but that RI is pronounced re. Okay, the last thing we have is this NE chunk in igneous. Igneous describes a type of rock. It's rock that comes from, that's created by extreme heat. So any rocks that come out of a volcano, like pumice, obsidian, those are going to be igneous rocks. So rock that is made by heat. You might have learned about different types of rocks in one of your classes. You can take all the rocks in the world and separate them into categories: sedimentary, metamorphic, igneous. Okay, I know we have a couple more. Spontaneous. If you do something spontaneous, it's without planning. So usually when I go to Boston for the day, I plan it out. How am I going to get there? What am I going to do when I get there? Where am I going to park? What am I going to eat, right? It's very well planned. But every once in a while, I wake up and I think, hey, let's go to Boston. I'm being spontaneous. I'm doing something without advanced planning or thinking. Okay, so that's spontaneous. I thought there was one more. Oh, miscellaneous. If something is if we use the word miscellaneous, we just mean random. Okay, so I'm thinking of some of my former students or my nieces. When they were little, they would carry around a pocketbook, and when I said, oh, what's in your purse, they would open it up and there would be miscellaneous items. Maybe there would be a Barbie shoe and then a Band-Aid and a stick of gum and a crayon. Like none of those things seemed to go together. They were miscellaneous. They were just random. Okay, so for our last category, we boxed in all of our words that use NE to make the ni sound. Now, why did they use NE instead of NI? I don't know, but that's how it works. Okay, so like I said, lots of great vocabulary. Try to spell these words, but definitely learn their meanings. I have one more thing to talk about with you. If you open your book, I believe to page 182, you're going to learn a new Latin root. Any word that has tact, T-A-C-T, or tang, or tig, has something to do with touching. So for instance, if you make contact with something, it means you touch it, right? Sometimes they have warning labels and they say, you know, if you touch this, if you make contact with this substance, wash your hands immediately. Okay, may cause a rash upon contact, may cause burning upon contact. So contact has to do with touching. If something is contagious, there's that chunk right there, you can catch it easily by not physically touching somebody else, but by coming into close contact with somebody else. If something's tangible, it can be touched. If it's intangible, it can't be touched, right? So water is tangible. Love is not tangible. You can't touch it. So anyway, you have a whole bunch of words here. Use what you know about Latin roots and suffixes and prefixes to match these words with their definitions below. Okay, and then like I said, on our list, we have the word contagious, which has that T-A-G, touch root in it. All right, that's all I have for you today. Good luck, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.